Hi guys, welcome back to Sonya's Prep. Today is finally the day. I'm so excited. We're getting ready to celebrate my oldest son's bar mitzvah. I've been prepping for a few weeks, freezing some things. Actually, I'm going to include a clip right here for you to see what I've done so far. We're so excited. Come along and join me.
I'm on my lunch break now and I've been jotting down my menu plan for my son's Shabbat bar mitzvah. So we have a custom one. It's the boys' bar mitzvah that they get to read from the Torah. And I'm going to be hosting our closest friends and families, 30 people. So I was thinking, like, what's the best thing to make? What can I make in advance? That's a lot. Do you want to see? So here it is. I know it looks absolutely insane, but I am getting help. So my sister-in-law already said she's gonna make the challah, which is the green rice in a bag. My mom is making the fried flounder and zucchini roll and the roll jam cake. My mother-in-law, I'm sure, is making stuff. This is what I just have written down because I need to see it on paper so that I'm not overwhelmed, even though this is overwhelming as it is. I'm also going to buy a few things. So now I'm doing the actual challah for the bar mitzvah, and I have the actual bar mitzvah boy kneading it and praying for whatever he wants. And then I'm going to knead it and pray. So it's going to be filled with lots and lots of prayers. I just finished shaping the challahs. I got 8 challahs and they're gonna go in the fridge. They're gonna do a slow rise in the refrigerator, and when I get back tomorrow, I'm going to bake them. They should be nice and fluffy. There's just something really delicious when they do this slow rise in the fridge. They come out super airy and super fluffy. So I've been loving doing this method, especially that it's 9:55 at night now. There's no way I'm going to be waiting for them to rise and then to egg wash them, and it's just going to take too long. So definitely a great hack to do. I did let them rise for another 45 minutes on my counter, and I made them with 2 different flavors. This is just with sesames, and this is with everything but the bagel seasoning. They feel like they're full of air. They're so light, so soft. And I'm gonna leave them completely cool, 100%. And before I go to bed, I'll pop them into my Ziplocs and put them in the freezer. So this is what the challahs look like when all of the air has been sucked out. I'm not showing your face.
This one's harder to do because there's less challah.
Guys, you're not breathing in to the challah. You're just breathing the air out of the bag. So there's basically no surface area for air to touch the challah, and it's gonna go into my freezer. And that is it. This is what I spent the day doing today. I stuffed all of my grape leaves. This is everything raw, and I'm gonna pack it in 2 layers. There's 2 layers here in this gallon-sized Ziploc bag. And I'm gonna use another one, obviously, to fill up the rest of it. Pop it in my freezer, and that is all ready to go. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing now with my onions. I'm gonna stuff them and freeze them. Everything's raw, so it's not like you have cooked food in the freezer laying around. So I like to do it this way, and it's gonna save me loads of time for the Shabbat. On the agenda today is to make my cheesecakes. They freeze beautifully, so I'm making this in advance, like a week or so before the actual party. I just made my graham crackers. I'm gonna pop this into the oven and get started on the actual cheesecake batter. I'm gonna have the recipe for this linked in the description box below for you guys. off of work today, so it's the perfect time to stock up my freezer for the bar mitzvah that's coming up. I'm making a sponge cake and my chocolate banana bread, which you see right there. It's supposed to freeze beautifully. I've frozen the banana bread before, but never the sponge cake, but I don't see why it wouldn't turn out well. I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, you got a marker on your hands? That's not good.
And now it's all in Ziploc bags. I took out all of the air. Nice and sealed. It's gonna go into the freezer. And these things do excellently in the freezer. They'll be just as new. Guys, should I show you my freezer while we're at it? While I'm putting stuff away. So here's the chiffon cake. Here's the chocolate banana bread. Behind there are the challahs that I made. More challahs, more challahs. Cheesecake number 1, cheesecake number 2, my stuffed grape leaves, my stuffed onions, and the rolled cookies. Not bad. While I was in the kitchen cooking, Shai was in our garage where he was doing all of the party favors. We wanted to give something practical and useful to everyone, so we found these salt holders that everyone can use on their Shabbat tables. So he was wrapping all of those up, and he did such a beautiful job. Here's a little hint as to what our theme color is for the bar mitzvah. It's my daughter's dress. I'm ironing it, or attempting to. What a headache. Oh my gosh. And I don't think it's just gonna work in a hot shower, and I'm afraid to put it into the dryer with something wet. I don't know how to iron this thing. I don't know. I need help. Help. I hear you guys loud and clear. I have so many messages. Use a steamer, use a steamer, use a steamer. Of course I don't have a steamer. But my husband came, he actually held one side of it because it kept falling off the table. I think I just have to get a steamer. Crisis averted. Somebody was so nice enough to let me borrow their steamer. Actually, this is the wonderful thing about social media. So many of you reached out to me saying, Sonya, just come take my steamer. So nice. I'm so touched. But this person was just really, really, really close to my house. Thank you all so much. One of the things that I wanted to get done today was to make the matbucha for Shabbat. And it looks so good. So yummy and delicious. Almost done. It's like perfect and jammy. Just gorgeous. And that's it. This will last like a month in the fridge. Yumminess. I'm going to be serving a salad in egg roll wrappers. So I have ramekins on the bottom that I sprayed with some oil, and then I draped over some egg roll wraps over the top. These are what they look like. And I just sprayed some oil over the top as well. It's gonna get baked until it's nice and crispy. I'm making these little cups for my salads and my fish course, but I'm having a little bit of a difficult time. Some of them are breaking. So this is what I did. I took parchment paper, covered it, sprayed it with oil, and now it's doing a lot better. I just draped the egg roll wrapper over the top. And so yeah, this is a nice tip. Next up, I want to make some hummus. Soaked it overnight for about 12 hours. And now I'm going to rinse them all off and boil them until they're nice and mushy. I put them into the pot with clean water. I'm adding in 2 teaspoons of baking soda. I'm gonna mix all of that up and let that boil for about 45 minutes. The chickpeas are in here. I have some garlic in here, a squeeze of lemon. I'm gonna add in some tahina paste, about this much. I added in some salt, and now I'm gonna blend it up with some ice water.
Now is basically Thursday. We're having the Shabbat tomorrow. I'm having about 33, 34 people coming to our house to celebrate the Bar Mitzvah, to join us at the Kiddush and Shul. But we're having Friday night meals and Saturday lunch meals all in our house. So it is a lot, but I'm actually excited. I'm pumped. I can't wait to get it all done. First things first, on Thursday, my sourdough was poofing in the refrigerator. I'm gonna separate them into 6 separate loaves. Okay, that's done. While this is going to be bench resting for a bit, I'm going to put up my soup pot. So as you see, time is of the essence, and I'm trying to maximize my time to the minute as best as I can. Clean up. The chicken is in. I'm gonna close the lid so it could start simmering. Simultaneously, I put a pot of beets to boil as well. So just killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Just made my way to the basement fridge. As you saw, I froze a lot of my desserts. I'm taking out the chocolate banana bread, and we're gonna defrost it. We're gonna plate it. I have this very nice dome. That's it. Popping it in here and let it do its thing and defrost. I thought it fit in here. It fits. I made it fit. Next up, I froze my stuffed grape leaves and my stuffed onions. I'm gonna put it into the large tray, and I wanna see if I have room to make stuffed tomatoes in there as well, just to have a variety. I have my meat defrosted, so let's go see if it's doable. I need a step stool because I'm short. Okay, so this is the tray that I'm using. I don't even know the size of this. It's like double of the usual 9 by 13. Wash it out. I'm gonna line it with some parchment paper. Okay, I guess we have to pivot because I wanted to put meat on the bottom before I put all the stuffed vegetables inside. And I forgot to defrost that meat with bones. So I'm gonna let that defrost a little bit in some warm water while I make my mayo. 2 cups of avocado oil because I'm making a lot. And it's gonna need 2 eggs. We're gonna need 2 eggs. Here goes 1. 2. Gonna add in some salt. 2 teaspoons of vinegar. And I like to add in a little bit of mustard as well. 2 squeezes. 1, 2. It's actually so fun to make mayo, to see it like evolve right before your eyes. I love it. Now my son loves to do it. As soon as he sees me taking this out, he's like, nope, I'm doing it, Mom. Because it's fun. The key to not having your mayo break on you, I have a whole reel about it. But you really have to hug the egg yolks. See, mine broke already. And do not move from that position until you see that it has thickened. I still have not moved. See, there, right there. That's how you know it's okay to move up. And you're only moving up a millimeter or two at a time until everything gets emulsified. Right there, we just made mayo with none of the garbage. I transferred everything to a glass container that I have. So it's nice, it's not even in plastic. There goes that. I left some of it. I also had some from before that I just combined. I'm gonna make my white sauce with this. All it is lemon juice, garlic, dill, salt, and black pepper. The most amazing dip. Everyone loves it. I serve it with fish. Am I the only one who feels that I can get more lemon juice out of a lemon when doing it by hand? These things never work for me. I have to do it like on my own to get anything out. I don't know. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Adding in some black pepper, some salt, 3 cloves of garlic. This is about 1 cup of mayo. Alrighty, let's go. Okay, and to that, I'm gonna add in my chopped dill. I don't do it with this because otherwise everything's gonna turn green and I want it to stay white. I'm gonna also dilute it with a little bit of water. It's supposed to be nice and garlicky and lemony, like the perfect accompaniment to fish or really anything. It's a good dressing even to dip vegetables into. It's our favorite. All done. The meat has defrosted. I'm gonna start with my grape leaves. This definitely looks like it's plenty. I'm not gonna add stuffed tomatoes or stuffed peppers like I was thinking. I thought it wouldn't fill up this whole entire tray, and it did. So I'm gonna let that thaw out before I put it to bake. Meanwhile, my sourdough, I'm gonna warm them and put them into their bannetons and place them in the fridge. Sourdough is done, packed away. Now this is when mayhem ensues. The kids are here, so it's going to be very interesting for the next few hours. Basically, I'll have to continue when they're in bed. This is all of it assembled. I added in some craisins, sliced apples, sliced tomatoes, a little bit of dill, and I'm going to add in a ton of marinara sauce or tomato sauce, whatever you guys like and prefer. I'm gonna also add in a little bit of water before I bake it, not too much, because it is gonna give off its own juices. And then right before serving, I'm going to add in a bunch of cilantro, and it's gonna look really beautiful. I covered it with the lid, and I made sure to write the name of every single dish on top of the lid so that I could easily decipher what is what when I'm taking it out of the oven on Shabbat, or just taking it off of my stove so I don't have to open everything up. I put it into my oven at 350 degrees for a few hours, and then I basted in the middle. I also defrosted the rest of my cakes, and I let them defrost slowly on my counter. Here I have the rolled cookies. I dusted them with some confectioner sugar, covered them with plastic wrap, and placed it into my dining room where I set up the entire dessert station, as you see right here. So I have my cheesecake, my sponge cake, my cookies, and all of the desserts. I then got started on marinating my minute steaks. This was such a
no-brainer for me to do. Instead of making a roast or a million other types of meats, I figured this would be perfect and would serve a crowd beautifully. I will link the video down below for you. I have a reel explaining just how I did this. Now it's time to bake it. I closed up the lid, labeled it, put it into the oven. My biggest fear was putting these things into and out of the oven. I was so afraid I was going to drop it and have it fall all over me. Next up was making the osvo. I just used my regular recipe, but just doubled it. So I used 4 cups of rice in this recipe and it turned out amazingly. Now moving on to my potatoes and Cornish hens. I made a simple marinade. I just used a bunch of spices that I normally like, added in some oil and some parsley, mixed up all of my potatoes and placed them in a single layer onto a tray. My mommy was in the kitchen with me helping me. She was baking, as you can see. The Cornish hens went on top over the potatoes. I covered them up with the usual spices and finished it off with some parsley. Moving on to my salmon bites, I did some salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, toasted sesame oil, barbecue sauce, and teriyaki sauce, and that's how I marinated it. I gave it a very good mix, and I placed them into a single layer onto a baking tray, and I baked that for about 20 minutes. Oh, I forgot the sesame seeds. I baked that for 20 minutes, and they just looked gorgeous, beautiful, barbecue-y, and it was the perfect addition to my salad that I was going to serve every single person with the egg roll wrappers. At this point, the soup was ready. I took out the chicken bones and separated the chicken from everything and placed that back into the soup, and it looked beautiful. It was the perfect addition to our cold winter night when we were serving this. 3 hours later, the meat is done. It's just, oh my gosh, so stunning and gorgeous. Let's see how soft it is right here. You see, it just falls apart. Yum. The color is stunning. I don't know if it's coming through. While I was cooking, Shai was setting up our living room. Wow, I love it. This is what the room is gonna look like. We are obviously rearranged some furniture. Stunning, stunning, stunning. I'm so happy we went with this tablecloth. So pretty. I decided to buy all of my appetizers. Over here I have the samsi that I bought at our butcher shop. It's the puff pastry kind of one, and I love it. It came out so delicious. see what Shai's up to. Wow.
Who gave me this job?
He did this himself. Wow, it really adds to the room.
Oh.
The last video of the mayhem. And just like that, Shabbat was over. It was beautiful. Yehoshua read from the Torah so nicely and beautifully. And now it's the next day. It's Sunday, and we're all getting pampered. And we're getting ourselves together for the actual Bar Mitzvah party. Miriam was getting her hair done. My makeup person came. If you haven't seen the reel yet about my makeup experience, definitely check it out. I'll link the reel below. Now it's Aviva's turn. D-Day. All of the dresses are laid out on the table. These are for my girls. This is for myself. I got them hoop skirts to make their dresses just a little bit more puffier. Little man's clothes are right here. His little suits, I'm still not sure which one fits him better, so I'm gonna try them out. And all the boys' things, slowly getting ready. Some of the boys already got ready. So yeah. Shai's over there doing everyone's hair. Oh, so handsome.